Hey guys, so first off I want to thank you for the 1000 subscribers. In the last couple of months it really went up. I'm really happy about that, so thank you for it. So if you keep supporting this channel, I will make more stuff like this. So yeah, and how I promised, when I reach 1000 subscribers I will release a color grading tutorial on my YouTube channel. So we are going to do this now, so your footage can look like this. Right, so first off, let's go to the GoPro settings. First, I will show you on the GoPro what I use, and these are the settings that work best for me. I mean, if there is something else that you like to do differently, it's up to you, but these are the settings that I use for my footage. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I set up my GoPro. So, mostly on my Hero 11 I use this full frame function that is basically 8x7. I have it on 25 because I was filming at night, but mostly, yeah, let's keep it on 25, or you can do 30, it's up to you where you live. I always shoot on 8x7 5.3K to have like the most resolution, like also like for Instagram, but also for YouTube. So let's do this one. Let's keep it like this. Hyper smooth I keep, of course, off because, yeah, you know, for real steady go or gyro flow, like to have the gyro data available. But you have still that one. If you even turn hyper smooth on, you still can put it into real steady. Then 10-bit always on, bit rate on high, shutter always the double of the frame rate. So when you're shooting on 25 FPS, then you should go 1/50th of a second. If you should shoot on 50 FPS or 60, you should go 1/100th of a second on, or 1/120th. So that's one thing. Sorry. Okay. Here is because I was shooting on okay, so because I was shooting at night, I had the ISO on minimum, and I had there 800. But basically, during the day, I put ISO to 100, like this, and ISO on 100 during the day. At night, it's up to you. I would never go over 800 because then it's too noisy. You can also put it ISO on min on 100 on minimum, and then ISO max on 400, 800. Like if you're flying freestyle and you're going inside the building, outside the building, then the exposure will adjust automatically. I wouldn't do that with the shutter. You can do it, but I would use ND filters. Always use ND filters. ND filters should be used during like during the day ND32, later in the afternoon ND16, then like right before the sunset ND8, and during the sunset ND4, and then just take off the ND when the sun is set. So yeah, that's how I do it, at least. So that is, I think, the right way. All right, sharpness always on low. You will see later in the video why. Then color on flat to have like the most available like data to color grade, because then you have more detail in the shadows and in the highlights to play around with. Also 10-bit, why do you use 10-bit here? Because 8-bit has 16 million colors and 10-bit has 1 billion colors. That is a huge difference. If you color grade, always use 10-bit. 10-bit is available from Hero 11 and then Hero 12. Hero 10 has only 8-bit. Still, the 8-bit is not bad, so don't worry if you have only like an 8-bit GoPro, it's still good. I mean, like, this is not close to 10-bit on a big camera. It's better, but it's not like that your footage will look bad if you have like a Hero 9 or 10. So because I'm still using Hero 10 bones and it's still good, you know. So yeah. If you have an older GoPro without 8x7 and you have only 4x3, always use 4x3. Never use 16x9, only if you want to go like super slow motion. But 4x3 is like a bigger aspect ratio, so then Gyroflow and Real Steady Go have more room to stabilize. So that's also one thing that you should take into consideration. Alright, so you can go 4K 50 or 4K 50 or whatever, and use this, always 4x3, because now when you export also from Gyroflow and Real Steady Go, you can also export 4x3, so you can still have enough room to play around with. On GoPro, basically on GoPro 10 you have also 5K, so you can use 5K 4x3 and you will have a really good resolution to play around with. But if you have GoPro 11, always use 8x7 because you have much more space to cut out like the vertical video for Instagram Reels. You probably already used Real Steady Go or Gyroflow. There are a lot of good videos online where they explain these. If you still want, like for me, to explain Gyroflow or Real Steady, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, this video would be too long. So just use these settings and then use Gyroflow or Real Steady Go. I use Real Steady Go. There are only like 3 options that you can change. But if you use Gyroflow, there are a lot of videos that you can use to learn that. So yeah, let me know. I can still make some video later on Gyroflow because that one is a little bit more complicated than Real Steady Go. All right, so when you open up like a new project in DaVinci Resolve, you go to File and Project Settings. Then here you choose for Instagram Reels, you choose use vertical resolution, or yeah, whatever. If you're doing it for YouTube, you just don't use vertical resolution, you just keep it that way. But now I'm going to show you how to do it for social media. So if you shoot 30 FPS on your GoPro in Europe during the day only, during the night you should use 25 or 50 because otherwise you would have flickerings of the lights. But during the daytime I always shoot 30 FPS. So let's do this, 2997, and then we can save that and we go here to the edit page. All right. Okay guys, so I imported like some clips in here from the Dolomites, some other mountain diving that I did, some drift footage. I will show you how I edit those. So hopefully this will be enough for you so you can at least see how I do it. So mostly what I do is I double click like the file and I choose like the part that I like you can see here. Okay, this could be a nice Instagram reel, you see, but I already had it cut out. So let's get this one. So, okay. Here you can, at the beginning where you want it to start, you press I for in, and at the end you do O for out. Basically, if you grab the whole video like this and you put it in a timeline, as you can see, you have both like the video and the sound. If you don't want that, you can go and just take the video without the sound, because here it's not really necessary to have the sound in there because you will only hear the drone. So I'll just take it like this, and here we have it. So I also have to say my monitor is calibrated. I'm not sure if it's still okay because if I grade with the monitor now, it's okay, but I also grade a lot on the MacBook because I don't know, I just feel that the screen of the MacBook is really good. So basically, I don't know, you can calibrate it. Now I'm actually grading at 100 nits so that my monitor is at a lower brightness. But anyway, I'm just going to show you like how I grade. You can still like put a brightness lower or higher. It all depends on you and on your footage. Best thing that you can do is just export it, send it to your phone. I do it via AirDrop, and then you can check like if the exposure is okay. If not, you can just add or take away a little bit of exposure. I mean, yeah, you should have a calibrated monitor to color grade, but you don't have to at all, you know. So that's a tip that I can give you. Just send it to your phone and just look in your phone and you see if it looks good or not, you know, because 99% of the people will watch it on their phones. So yeah, that's the most important part. All right, so here we have this video. So we now go to the color page. So in the color page, mostly you can basically do this all in one note. But what I do basically most of this like in 3 notes. Don't ask me why. I just do it like that. You can do Alt S, or you can basically also go add note and add serial, so that it means then the note will be added here. Or you can also add serial before. So basically, if you're already worked on this one and you want to add another note, you do add note and then add serial before. You can also add parallel notes or whatever, but that's something more like difficult, and I'm going over that. So now I'm just going to do the basics that you need for Instagram Reels. So just the easy stuff, you know. All right, so mostly what I do is I go to the first note and then I go to here you can see this one, this circle, the color wheels. So I go here in this color wheels and I start here. That's basically the first thing that I do. Okay, so mostly the first thing is I go to the lift. That is basically like the, I don't know, like the contrast, or like it brings kind of the colors back from your flat footage. So I take this wheel and I bring it down a little bit, not too much, so you still have some details in the shadows, like that, so it looks a little bit better. Then the next thing that I do is I bring back the shadows. So only even this already does something to the footage. As you can see, this is the original. You already have some more detail in the shadows, and also the highlights are a little bit brought back, so they are not so light or like, you know, bright. So then the next thing that I do, so like I say, this is my workflow. I'm not a colorist, I'm not a professional color grader. This is how I do it. If you do it differently, that's up to you, but I'm going to show you my workflow. If it can help you, it can help you. All right, so the next thing, I add some contrast. So like this, I add a little bit of contrast, and you can already see the difference of the video. And Instagram really likes kind of over sharpened and contrasty images, because somehow Instagram just brings down like the bit rate and makes it more muddy, you know. So therefore it's better like to have contrastier footage and also a little bit over sharpened, or not really over sharpened, but just sharper. So okay, that's the next thing that I do. With the pivot, you can actually change this and you see how it affects the image. So it actually is like where the contrast is basically affecting it, all right? And then the temperature. This is basically your white balance. So when I shoot, 99% of the time I shoot on 5500 Kelvin, but you can change it. I would add a little bit to make it a little bit more warmer, like that. And okay, let's see the shadows, if it's like that. And now bring the lift a little bit back. The gamma, the gamma here is basically the whole image. So this is basically like the brightness of the whole image, as you can see. So it doesn't affect like only shadows or highlights, it affects the complete image. Gain, this one affects only like the brighter parts, as you can see in the sky, the highlights basically. But you can do it here, or you can add the highlight. So basically it kind of does the same. So yeah, that's that. Offset, I basically never touch. I don't know, I always feel like I can do it with these nodes. If there is a reason why I should use offset, feel free to put it in the comments below. I'm also still learning. So that's that. Only offset can be nice if you take this little dot in the middle, and let's say you have like footage with completely wrong white balance, you can fix it with this. So basically you can pull it, you see how blue it can get? You can or how yellow you can, looks kind of like Blade Runner now. So yeah, so you can push it here, but as you can see, if you do it like really subtle, you still, it's kind of like the same as temperature. But as you can see, with temperature you can never go that blue. You see, you can never go yellow. You can kind of, as I can see, you can, yeah, but basically you cannot go that blue, because you see, look how blue this is. That's like a completely different blue than the one from temperature. Okay, so that's it. So let's look before and after, and as you can see, look at the difference. Look how the image pops basically. All right, so I also add saturation. I actually never use color boost. Yeah, for me, it's a little bit, I feel it's a little too much, you see, that's, yeah, that's too much. Saturation, I go up maybe like to, I don't know, 55 or 60. Yeah, like that. I still feel there is basically a lot of highlights here. So let's bring it a little bit down. And let's bring the lift a little bit down too. So, and as you can see, look at the difference. So this is basically what I do in the first node. Then I go to the second one, not always. You can use the second one. What I then do there is basically I go here in the log settings. I just do it here. Don't ask me for the theory why, but yeah, that's how I do it. But what you can do, if you really want, you can like grab this little dot in shadow and bring it like to a part where you want your image to go. So you see, you can give it like a blue tint. What I sometimes like is like a little bit of purple, not too much, or a little bit of blue. So give it a little nice touch. When you have like sunset footage, then you can take highlights, and you can take highlights all the way to some, and so you can make the sun pop much more. You can give it a completely different color. This looks nice, not in all the footage, but it's, yeah, it's really specific. But I mean, the footage looked already good, like if you saw it in the beginning, but look how it pops now. It's crazy. So that's that. Next thing that I do is you can go to the curves. So basically, let's say that you want like a little bit like a retro kind of feel thing. That's like a really easy thing to do is the S curve, and that's bring this up here. You see, then put the dot here, bring that one down, and put the dot here and bring that one up, and you get like this little like washed out retro look or whatever. So you see, this is how it looks, and it's good to play through your footage so you can see where you made maybe a mistake, or it is like, yeah, you see, this is not good. So like I said, you have to go through your footage just to see like everything, how it looks. But basically you see, this is because I touched this one. But still, let's go to the first node here, and let's bring back a little bit of the highlights like that, so it's not too much. and also the gain can be brought back a little. So now it looks much better. Yeah, and as you can see, the image is not that overexposed. So as you can see, okay, here you can see it really nicely. Look at that detail here. Yeah, looks really good. And completely different. You see, like, look how much detail you get back basically from this. Here is like really muddy, you have no color, there is like no information. Yeah, of course, because it's flat, it's not lock. You have also GoPro lock on the Hero 12. This is from the Hero 11, but basically the same thing applies for the Hero 12, but you just have to convert it to Rec 709. All right, so like that. And then it basically looks really nice. Next thing that you actually also can do is here in the curves, you can like select hue versus saturation, and let's say you get like, I don't know, you don't want that much yellow in your footage. So you basically click like this part, and then you can also add like here one, and you can bring it down, and you see it only affects the color that you have selected. So as you can see, the trees now look here completely dull, but yeah, that's what you can. So you can play around with that also. So if there is a color that you don't want there, you don't want any green, you can delete the green or edit some more saturation, or you can basically also go to like hue versus hue, and that means that you change the hue, like the color. So then we have selected green, and you see you can change it to blue. You can play around with it, not maybe here, but let's say that you are like following some drift cars. I will show you later, and one of the cars is too flashy, you want to make it a little bit less, then you can use this, then it's completely okay. Alright, so next thing that I like to do, then I go to the third node, and the third node I only do one thing basically. I just go here on this drop and the triangle, and I go to the triangle that is sharpen. And here on the radius, I bring back down, it doesn't matter which one you bring down, just they go all three together. And I bring it down somewhere between 47 and 45, it depends what the footage is, but let's put this one on 47, let's say. And therefore I record on my GoPro with a low sharpness, so I can bring back the sharpness back in post. And like I said, Instagram really likes over sharpened images, so therefore you will also not lose detail. So as you can see, this looks really good, in my opinion at least. So yeah, and I will show you also, like, let's now go back to here, and let's show you how it looks when I don't use vertical resolution. Of course I have to, because this is the 8x7, and I go like this. All right, so as you can see, this is how it looks when you would use it for YouTube. Yeah, it looks pretty nice, I think. All right, so that's the first clip. Let's do some more so you can see how different footages are basically edited. Take this one, this epic one from the Dolomites. I think that this one now horizontally, it's like, it doesn't really matter. Oh, if you would have done like this, like that the clip is important together with the audio, you can click it and click here, link clips, and then when you unclick it, the audio will be separated from the video, so you can delete it even if you imported it like that. All right, so again, 8x7, let's put it like this. All right. So, like I said, what I like is to pick like a place where you have like I always like to pick a place where you have some shadows, some highlights and midtones, so you can edit all of those basically at once, so that you can see what is happening there. Not always possible, so sometimes you just have to scroll through your clip and just adjust the sections. Alright, so again, 3 nodes. Let's go to the first one, the primary color wheels. You see that one. And sorry, this is the first node. Okay, and now lift and let's bring it back. Okay, let's add some shadow so we get this information back here, and add some temperature. Make the sunset more pop. And here, let's add some contrast. And as you can see, even this is a crazy difference, right? And I actually just touched 3 things. So, like I said, GoPro is not so hard to color grade, but you just have to know what to do. So let's add some saturation, some shadows to lighten it up again. Not too much that you don't get noise. And highlights to have like the sun really. And look at that, it's like a black and white image compared to like a completely colored one. All right, so let's maybe add some more gain, some gamma completely, and let's bring the lift a little bit down, and let's see if it looks good everywhere. Maybe it's a little bit dark, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, you can go here and click this part and bring that a little bit down. As you can see, now it isn't that red anymore. So look at that. That looks really good in my opinion. Look at the difference. Here it's maybe a little bit too much. So let's go to the first node. And let's bring back the highlight like that. So again, if you go to lock, you can still change the shadows here. You see, to a little bit bluish, to a little bit of bluish if you want that. And again, I go to the last node, select sharpen and bring it down. Let's do it to 46. Okay. And this is how the video looks. Oh, it's pretty neat. I like it. You can see the snow falling. It was snowing here. You see, it looks really cool. So yeah. And then the beautiful sunset over the Dolomite Mountains. All right, so we got 2 clips edited. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so let's do this one for Instagram, but this clip has been recorded in 60 FPS, as you can see, and we are on a 30 FPS timeline. That's completely okay, because it will be playbacked as 30 FPS, not as 60 FPS. So if you want to slow it down, you can do that. And I will show you some cool stuff that will help you in the future, like to have like really nice composition of your Instagram reels. So let's go to File, go to Project Settings again and use vertical resolution. All right, so let's say I'm going to show you a couple of things before we start to color grade in the edit page. Okay. The first thing that I would like to do is here we have the keyframes. So the keyframes are basically like if you click those, you can select like different parts of the video where the composition is different. So basically you can, like, I don't know, use zoom and click it at the beginning here, and then at the end of the video you can add more zoom, and it will then gradually zoom in or zoom out or whatever you want. So, but here, as you can see, this is, let's say these are Instagram Reels. As you can see, I fly to the waterfall. We don't see, you see rock, rock, rock. And then suddenly you see the waterfall. But the waterfall is not really visible at that point, you know. And that's a pity because like the whole thing is happening like with the water. So what I would do here is click on this little dot here on position. All right. And I will zoom in on my timeline. And then here basically you have the keyframe, like, I don't know, bar or whatever. And what you can then do, you can do this with everything else. You can do it actually with all the other options that you have here. You can all of them keyframe them, but that's something else. But let's say you want the first one, you click on it, and then here you change position, and you can basically change it, and you see more of the waterfall at this point, you see? Now, let's go like this. Let's go like that. All right, and here you see already the waterfall is too far out of the frame. So again, you click, and you see there will be another one here, like another little dot. And at that point you see there is the end of the video. So you can go completely like to this part and look at that slowly. As you approach the waterfall, it's changing. You see the numbers here changing, and now you have the whole waterfall. Bang. And here again you want to add another one, and then you bring it back to have it again nicely in the middle. But you have to do it really subtle so you don't see like jumping, you know. But look at that. Bang. Now in the middle, and now it's went already back and it's again in the middle the whole time basically. And that's how you basically use keyframes to have your composition done right. And as you can see, it goes up, 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 up. You see here the position, it changing, and it goes back down, down, down. And then you have it already in the middle. And that's amazing. That's what you should use for Instagram Reels, but because so many times I see people basically having like the nicest part of the whole image completely out of frame. And like if you have a subject, like let's say you're orbiting around some statue or a person or whatever, you can keep that thing the whole time in the middle without it being actually in the middle of your like whole shot that you did with the GoPro. So basically that's how you should like change it, just to make it look nice, because this aspect ratio is like really narrow, so you have to like play around with it to have it look nice. So yeah, that's how you do that. So that one is for free from me. All right. Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to show you one more thing that is pretty nice, and that is speed ramping. So you want the waterfall to slow down because you shot in 60 FPS. Bang. And at this point, I want it to go in slow motion. So what I do is, I have my video here, I click it, and then I do retime controls, okay? At the point where you want to like slow it down, you do add speed point, and then you go to the part where you want it to go again at normal speed, let's say here, and you click again add speed point. So this part here basically is the part where you can slow it down. You can do it by clicking here and change speed to like 50%, like let's say now. And now the video goes to 50%. Don't go over 50%, otherwise you will have a choppy image, because you can only go to the speed of your project, or you know, because now this is 60 FPS, so you can only go to 30 FPS. If you would be in a 25 FPS timeline, you can go to 25 FPS. You can still look into it, but I would never go over 50%. Sometimes even less. I don't know, like let's do 60 or 75. And the nice thing is you can also like grab this little part and change it, and you see how you stretch basically the video, because this part is going slower, so therefore the whole video stretches. But I will show you what happens if you go too far. Look at that now, and look at that, how choppy it is. You see? Yeah, look at the choppiness. You don't want that. So you do change speed to 50%. And now it's super smooth, like that. But don't do this in a 60 FPS timeline. You can, but it will be visible. So therefore, it's better to do it in a 30 FPS timeline if you want to slow down. I would actually then change, you can change speed, and you can basically like shorten it. If you like don't want your video like to be like, now it's how long, I'm not sure, because yeah, I don't see it right here, but okay, it doesn't matter. Let's say your video is like, if you would be on 50%, your video would be 30 seconds, but you want it to be 25, so you basically go here lower, like to, I don't know, to 70 or 60, or you just make your video shorter. Okay, so let's put it on 50 at this point. Also, when you grab this little part, you can see that the second, like the last part is moving here. But you have to go on this blue bar, because if you go here, you make the video longer or shorter. It doesn't affect the speed. So let's use this and then reset to, okay, but let's do it like this and change it to 100. So, okay, that one is on 100. So as you can see, you go 100%. Yeah, I would actually like, even the video, I wouldn't start it from here because it's too long. I would go from here. And yeah, you can still change it however you want, and like that. And now we have the nice slow motion. And then here it goes fast again. But you saw how choppy it was. It went like from 50 to 100, like in you know, in an instant. And that's not really good looking. So what we do, the next thing is go to, again, click with your right mouse, and then go to retime curve. You click this here, this dot, and then you select this part here. And you see this line? When you pull this, you actually make the speed from 50% to 100% go up gradually. Not like this, you know, this is 100, 100, 50. 50, 50, 50, and then it will be again 100, you know? And yeah, that doesn't look nice. So you click this one also, click this, and you pull it like that. And look at this now. And you can see, and it goes slowly into slow motion. And now here you see, and it goes again to 100%. And that looks so nice, so smooth. You don't have like any abrupt like changes in speed, and therefore it looks super nice. You see, really smooth, and like that. All right, so let's color grade this one fast. Not going to like spend too much time on it now. All right, so like that, and let's go again to this first one. Take this one again, add some temperature, add some shadows, add some contrast. Again here a little bit, add some gain, add some gamma. Let's look at the different parts of the image. This is a little bit yellowish, we'll change it a little bit later, like that. Okay, add some shadows, add some contrast. Let's see how this looks. Looks really good. Like that. Okay, then let's go to this one, and I would go to curves and select the yellow color because I think it's too yellowish. And let's take away a little bit of the yellow, not too much, so it doesn't, yeah, I mean. And we have this nice slow motion. And the speed again. Nice. Looks really good. I killed my drone actually here. Went under the waterfall and this drone died. But thank you iFlight because they sent me new parts to repair my drone. So I'm going to do that in the next couple of days. All right. So again, yeah, also like at the sharpness, yeah, but you get the drill, okay. Okay, let's do some drift footage now. And again, this one I will show you, again, the whole process of slowing it down and doing that stuff. Okay, so let's go to this one. I actually like to keep the sound here. I'm not going to play it back, but I like to keep the sound there because I like the sound of the drift cars and they are so loud. So it actually is louder than the drone. So you can leave it in the video and add some music or it on Instagram and it looks really good. So as you can see at the beginning, it's already out of frame. So what is the first thing that we do? We go to this position and we start it actually like from here. Like that. And now I already feel that it's going too much. Yeah, okay, like you see. And let's do it like that. And you see we have it nicely in frame. Now I don't like the composition anymore. The cars are completely, again, out of the frame. So let's change it to this part here, like that. All right. Oh, this looks actually pretty neat. Like that. That car is still in frame. Now I feel like they are already a little bit out of frame. But I don't want to like happen this too fast. So what I do, I go here where they are still in frame. I put again like the keyframe. And then I go to the part where they are out of frame. So like here, so it only starts changing from this part basically, you know. So it doesn't change from here until here. So it only starts from here. So like that, okay. And now I again, so once you start moving around to the position, it gives you a new like keyframe dot. And you can then, like with this thing, you can go between the keyframes and you can change the settings of every one of them, like that. Okay, there I had the feeling that it was too much, so maybe, but I'm scared it will jump a little bit. Let's see, maybe not. Sometimes it's really visible, sometimes it's not. So it's really like, okay, so this car is too far out of there. So like that. So let's see how that looks. Okay. Okay, this looks really nice. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't jump, I didn't see it. At least, yeah. All right, and I want this part to be slow motion. So somewhere from here, let's grab this part. And let's do, and also this video is 50 FPS and not 60. Yeah, 50. So I can't go even to, yeah, 50% will be too much. Let's see, let's slow it down to maybe 60 or whatever. So like that. Let's go here. Like take this part. Okay. And now retime controls. Then like that. And here add speed point. And go to this part, and here I can go fast again. So let's add speed point. make it a little bit bigger here and change speed. Let's do 7, let's do maybe 60 or yeah, 65 like that. And let's see how it looks. Bang! That looks actually really good. I'm going probably to post it tomorrow. So here I can still again go to retime curve, click here, click on this icon and stretch it. Same applies here, stretch it a little bit. Okay, so let's see, 100%. Bang! And you see him nicely turning the steering wheel. All right, so cool. That looks really nice. Let's see if everything is in frame as I would actually use it. Like that, looks really good. All right, looks really cool. Maybe I'll grade it here so I have more visible like what's happening in the cockpit there, so it can be seen. All right, let's add some notes. Bang bang. Go to the first one. Let's bring back the lift. Add some shadows so we can see a little bit more inside of the car. Add some contrast. Temperature not too much. A little bit of saturation. Bring back the lift. Some gain and gamma. Bring back the lift again because it's a sunny day, so you can all right. Some contrast. I wanted the pivots. Okay, like that. So let's see before and after. I feel it's a little bit too dark in here, so maybe bring back a little bit of the contrast and add some more shadows. Yeah, you'll see a lot more detail. That looks nice. Let's look at some other parts. Yeah, that looks really good. I like it. Maybe a little bit too yellow, I don't know. Okay, like that. Let's bring it down like this. All right. Looks cool. I feel this is a little bit too... let's bring that a little bit down here in the highlights. Like that. Okay, cool. Not going to do actually something in the second node at this point. I don't see anything that I would change. I like the colors, like you don't have to like go like overkill every single time. Sometimes it's just a sunny day and it looks good, you know, you just bring back the colors, but you still see there is a lot of difference, so whatever. Okay, so again, and bring back this. Cool. All right. Awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to show you like how to export the clips in DaVinci Resolve. So basically when you have your clip, you go to this rocket and then you, let's say you want this first clip. What I always do is I just click with the right mouse button and select mark in and then mark out, and it will only select the part that you want to export, so only that one reel. You can call it whatever, so let's call it waterfall. Okay, then what I do is I export it in QuickTime, so it's MOV. You can choose between H.264, H.265, it basically doesn't matter.
at least not for Instagram, so I exported in H.264. I always choose then like the resolution, use vertical resolution, frame rate the same. You should restrict it to 35K for Instagram Reels, or 30, that's also okay. And for YouTube, I mostly put it on 50 or even higher. I mean, yeah. So then once you have that, the next thing that you do is add to render queue. And then you can see it here, and it will show you where it will be exported, and you just do render 1, or you can do this, mark in, mark out, the same, and then you do also like, let's say, a dolomites, whatever, and then also completely the same settings, add to render queue. So, and then you just do, you can select both of them, and you click render 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever, how many they are. So that's how I render for Instagram Reels. I hope that you learned something, and that I basically like explained somehow to you how I do this. So yeah, I mean, this is how I color grade. Hopefully you like it, and if there are some questions, please put them in the comments below. I'll try and answer them, and maybe for the next video you can give me some more ideas. Yeah, other than that, thank you for subscribing, guys. Thank you for giving me the 1000 subs. It really means a lot to me. I'm going to put more time in YouTube, so it really motivates me like to keep going. Okay. Thank you very much, and have a nice day, guys. Bye bye. See ya.